Hi guys and welcome to Norwegian Modeling Bench. This is Kenneth and today I have received this box from 3D Wild. So this is the USS Gerald Ford in 1/350 scale and we will take a look at what we have inside. So when opening up the box we have first and foremost a welcome letter saying that the rest of the airway will be sent later. So inside the box we have all of these things. We will go through them. So at the top here we have a booklet, some photo etch frets. Then there is a lot of resin parts that we will be taking a closer look at. Inside the big plastic bag we have this photo etch fret, which has a lot of stairs and railings and well, parts I guess for catwalks or something. Then we have these for the hangar deck and a brass rod. Then we have the instruction leaflet, which we go through in more details. Then we have 2 sheets of decals or decals. Which are all printed on one single sheet. That's, in my head, not the best idea. Makes application and applying them really tricky. Trying to cut off these and avoid getting the transfer film, that is definitely a challenge. So then we have the instruction booklet, which is nicely printed. We have some instructions, corrections. Start out with the first page, showing tools and basic tools and knowledge. Then we have an overview of what's inside and what's included in the kit. Then we have the instructions for the hangar deck with all the PE parts and the resin parts that go within the deck. Looks like most of them are resin parts. Then we have instructions for the flight deck, the island and the elevators with PE parts and resin parts again. Then we have detailing for the starboard side. And then the port side. So it's it looks like a rather simple operation in that sense, not too much fuss at least. Then we have the painting scheme. Not that it's showing any suggestions for colors. Of course it's modern haze gray and so on, so well, not too much to say about that. Then we have the flight deck parts, which is very nicely molded in resin with the tie down cleats, and on the other side, underside, you will see all the nice details that will show in the hanger deck. Here you also have openings where you can then get LEDs inside, so it should be easier to install LEDs without a lot of cabling being visible around. So that's the one part. Here we have the mid section, very nicely molded. Here we have the upper side. There are some scratch marks, but not too bad. And then the last part, which is the forward part. And again here with the openings for those LEDs. Then we have the ship's hull, which is molded in two parts, two resin parts. As you can see, there are quite a few support structures, so you shouldn't have any issues with warping or anything like that. Quite sturdy construction, quite heavy. You will also see that there aren't too many details on this. As we could see from the instructions, there are quite a few parts that are going to be added later on in the build with PE and resin parts. Then we have the forward part, or the bow, which is the same thing. So as you can see, not too much, and some goo left here on the bow. Not sure what that is. When it comes to the fit, let's just try a quick matching up. Fairly decent. And also noticed that one part of the bilge keel is knocked off. But marrying these two will be a bit of work, it looks like. So that's a bit disappointing. Yeah, so there will be some work putting these together. They're not matching up very well, I would say. So maybe there are some parts sticking out here that makes it a bit more tricky, but yeah, some work is needed. Putty, sanding and so on. Everything that we are used to from other builds. Then we have a couple of boxes with some resin parts. These have not survived the trip very well, it seems like. Some damages here and there, hopefully not to the main structures. So here we have the island, the conning tower, navigation bridge, whatever you would like to call it. Some parts for the elevators. Quite a bit of damage on these, so it looks like platforms. Yes. Have some parts for the hanger deck, it looks like. Bit of damage on some of these. They have been knocked off here, but seems like the part is in good condition. And here you can see a good example of the inner walls for the hanger deck. Well, this actually gives me the possibility to show these a bit closer to you. A lot of nice details here. But the packaging, obviously not good enough for shipping to Norway. Then we have rudders, some of the antennas, radar domes. Yes, I'm not sure what everything here is. I'm not that familiar with the CVN-78. Here we have reels, it looks like. They are very nicely detailed for sure. Just a bit worried about all of this being knocked off. I've tried to glue things together, but that hasn't worked. Here we can see some of the rafts. We have the propellers, that's probably easier to see this way. Inside here. Very thin, nice propeller blades. Great details. Then the last box of resin parts. Here we have a lot of the different catwalks and platforms that go around. Very, very nicely detailed. Hopefully they're not destroyed from shipment. Same thing here. Nicely molded platforms. It's a bit hard to see all of the details when you still have the 3D print supports, but all in all it looks like it's not too damaged, at least, and the details that you can see are quite good. So that's it. It was a short one. I just wanted to get this out so you could see what 3D Wild has been doing in terms of the Gerald Ford. I'm not sure if I'm going to build this up next or if it's going to be the LHD2. Maybe you have some insight in or wants and wishes for what I should do next. So that's it for now. Until next time, stay safe.